Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the highlights, you've heard the rumors, but now it's time to get the real scoop. We pull back the curtain on the world of sports entertainment and give you the unfiltered truth. From the biggest pay-per-views to the latest shocking headlines, you're locked in for the ultimate wrestling discussion. This is Between the Ropes, only on the Empty the Bench Network. Now, here's your host, Kristie Wilson.
Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of Between the Ropes. I'm your host. My name is Kristie Wilson. Today is going to be a heck of a day, and this is going to be a heck of a show today. So let's get down to the business at hand. There is that ticker. Yep, see it scrolling across your screen here. And then, of course, follow this show, Between the Ropes, at BTRETB on social media. And the big one, of course, is youtube.com/ETB network. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. And, of course, trying to find something that's not working. I apologize. I know exactly what I'm looking for, and I know where to get it. So here we go. Here, I thought I had this set up. I apologize for the minor delay. I really did think I had this set up, but here we go. Here it is. Here's another big one for you. The weekend's almost over, but the conversation is just heating up. Kick back in the ETB Lounge with Callum McClurg and Nick DiMartino every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Join us for our 3-hour live format where we unite the full panel of ETB hosts to break down a pivotal day in sports, from the prestige narratives of major championships and MLB afternoon slates to the chaos of the NBA playoff picture. We cover it all. And whether you're here for the happy hour prestige or the spillage, where we roast the day's biggest blunders and gambling bad beats, the Lounge is your home for sports therapy. Only on the Empty the Bench Network. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which right here, youtube.com/ETB network. Now, it's big. The show feels big for one reason, and I got to find something very appropriate for it. So here we go. And here we go. Not that. Damn it. I hit the wrong one. But nope, I know what it is. I do know what it is. Sorry for the silence. I just know what I'm looking for. But here it is. Yes, it's a big day. And why do you ask? We are previewing one of AEW's premier pay-per-view events. That's right. Double or Nothing is tomorrow. And it's going to be insane. So I am going to pull up the full card. Well, I have as much of the full card as I can. Here we go. Of course, it's a big, massive card. I'm not going to get into the buy-in, but I am going to address something that I did talk about last week. Mick Foley possibly joining AEW. He is officially a part of it, and he is co-hosting the Buy-In, which is AEW's kickoff show before Double or Nothing with Renee Paquette. And, of course, there's your match card. It's kind of what you would expect. It's big. It's long. Stadium Stampede is I guess you could say, the big thing. I am going to, however, highlight certain matches on this card that interest me. First off, one of the big ones I'm going to go in is the AEW International Championship, Kazuchika Okada, aka the Rainmaker, versus Konosuke Takeshita, the Alpha. These two, this is what I think people have been wanting for a long time. These two dudes are going to go at it, and they're going to try and beat the shit out of each other for this International Championship. This does bring into question the whole thing with the Don Callis family. Like, what happens if, say, Okada loses this title? You know, that is a possibility. It's a big possibility. But since I'm only highlighting certain, I am going to do some picks here. But with this one definitely, I think, has a good amount of intrigue involved in this. But if I had to pick, I think, the majority of the time Okada's been in AEW, he's always had a title. Always. And I feel like it's time he finally dropped one. And this one is the one to drop. So if I had to pick, this is probably might be a contender for match of the night. So I'm going to go with Takeshita becomes your new international champion. Stadium Stampede, I can't keep up with this. There's Jericho, the Hurt Syndicate, the Bucks, Jack Perry versus a bunch of crazy people. Led by Ricochet, but I'm probably going to go. Jericho's probably going to get Jericho and his team of his team's probably going to win. Stadium Stampede. I don't care about that. That might be a bathroom break match. I don't know. But another match that has got some intrigue behind it is FTR versus Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. This is for the tag team titles. This is also an I Quit match. If, for example, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage lose this match, then they retire as a tag team, which is going to suck because for any wrestling fan who knew these two as Edge and Christian, as I put the banner back up because there we go, knew them as Edge and Christian. You know, they've been tag team. They've won tag team gold. They've been unbelievably successful as a tag team. Probably one of the most iconic tag teams in pro wrestling history. FTR would probably dispute that. But if I'm gonna pick, if Stokely Hathaway might get involved, I'm sure. If faced with the possibility of titles or Stokely's life, FTR I think is going to be the ones, either Dash or Cash, or both of them are going to scream I quit. So I think tag team titles are changing hands here. We're going to get to the Owen Hart Cup Tournament 3. First round quarterfinal matches are on this card. First one, I'm going to go down from the bottom, work my way up. All right, Swerve Strickland versus Bandito. We know it's Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor. Swerve made an appearance, hit Bandito with a house call, signifying that this feud is on, and the Owen Hart Cup Tournament is where these two are going to beat the shit out of each other. At least I think so. And if I had to pick, he is on my shirt right here. It's right there. Whose house? Swerve's house. This is going to be Swerve. I think he's going to win his Owen Hart Cup Tournament quarterfinal match. Next one on this one, Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay. This is a good one. That's a really good. This looks like this is going to be a good one because we know Ospreay has been working with the Death Riders, getting better, probably on this redemption path that I think he's on, the story that's being told right now. And since he had made it to the finals of the Owen Hart Cup Tournament before losing to Hangman Adam Page last year, I think this is the beginning of Ospreay finally winning that opportunity to go to the final, to win at Forbidden Door on June 28th, and then challenge whoever will be the AEW World Title, well, AEW World Champion, excuse me, after this is done. I think it's going to be Ospreay who beats Samoa Joe. I really do. Now we have one women's quarterfinal match set up. This was supposed to be Willow Nightingale versus Alex Windsor, and I will get to Willow, but because of certain circumstances that I will talk about in the show concerning Willow, that match got switched out. Willow's out of the tournament, and I will get to the reason why in my next topic. But the match put in here instead of Willow versus Alex Windsor is Mina Shirakawa and Athena in a first round quarterfinal match. Mina's also going to get mentioned in my next topic related to Willow, but sadly, as much as I want her to win, I think unfortunately Athena is going to win that one. Another one, I'm going to get to this one, and then I'm going to get to the big one that everyone is, I think, many people are talking about, which is this is a fatal four-way for the AEW Women's World Title. Tekla puts it on the line against 3 former champions, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Hikaru Shida. Now, the rule is pretty simple. Tekla does not have to be pinned or submitted to lose this championship. She doesn't have to factor into the decision, but I don't know. My mind is thinking Mercedes Moné could she show up? I'm sure she's done doing press for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I'm sure her responsibilities in terms of that are done. So she will, if she shows up, say, and I think it's probably going to happen. I get a comment. Bobby, hi! Welcome to the show. I hope you enjoy it. I really do. But this women's match, I think it doesn't matter who wins this. Mercedes is going to show up. But if you had to force me to choose, I'm probably going to go I think Tekla retains. I could be wrong. If my head is saying Tekla, my heart is saying Jamie Hayter. That's pretty much it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now we're going to get to the match that I think a lot of people are talking about, especially since it was announced and has generated a buzz. It is Darby Allin versus MJF. Title versus hair. And I think I got another one here. Oh, Tekla is your pick to win as well, Bobby? Okay. Yeah, I just picked Tekla because it just seems reasonable, especially if you're going to have Mercedes Moné show up. So that's what I think is going to be. But back to Darby Allin versus MJF, title versus hair. Why am I laughing? Besides the fact I'm expecting KB to come in here with some hilarious as hell comment, which will have me laughing like a damn hyena. This match it's generated, AI generated or photoshopped images of Max with no hair, which is insane. He's, would you want to see him bald? I mean, that would be hilarious. I'm sure Ricochet would happily welcome MJF into the bald club. I mean, it's possible. Bobby. So would KB, Bobby. He said it last week. He would call him Mr. Clean if he was bald. Yeah. When he's bald. I mean, I definitely think Bobby is yeah. If I had to pick, I would love for Darby to retain. It might change the narrative a little bit with what people like me have been predicting about Ospreay possibly becoming AEW World Champion at All In London. But let's face it, if I think Darby retains and he comes out with the electric razor, we're gonna get Max. First thing you need to do, however, if Max is gonna go bald, you need to put him in a chair and you need to handcuff him, and then say something like, "Don't worry, this won't take long at all." And Max screaming would be so. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Max screaming his head off, it would be so nice. It's like, you asked for it, bro. You asked for it. Darby Allin is growing on me. I wasn't as big as a fan. I've been a fan of Darby pretty much since the beginning, Bobby, because he just has this risk-taking, high-risk, zero-fucks type wrestling style where I think he's one of those live-in-the-moment type people. He doesn't know how long he's going to keep going with this, but he's made this title mean something. Especially, he's taking advantage of that moment when he beat Max on April 15th. He's just taken it, he's ran with it, and I hope he keeps going with it. I really do. But let's get back to that. There's me. Hi. And now I did say Willow Nightingale is my next topic. And there it is. This is, yep. It's the result of a shoulder injury she sustained in a match against Red Velvet. Willow Nightingale, due to possibly severity, I don't know if it's an AC sprain. I don't know if she needs surgery. But because of the injury, she's vacated the TBS title. It's Wednesday on Dynamite and had to withdraw from the Owen Hart Cup tournament. That's why Athena versus Mina Shirakawa was put in that spot on the Double or Nothing card instead of Alex Windsor versus her at that event. Now, I mentioned Mina Shirakawa. There have been questions posted all over social media, particular Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Who should be the next champion? There are those who want Britt Baker back. I don't think Britt Baker's coming back. I really don't. I really honestly don't. But the other thing I mentioned, I kept tweeting out Mina Shirakawa because, sure, she's competed for championships since she's been in AEW. She was the interim Ring of Honor Women's World Television Champion while Red Velvet was out with an injury until she got done dirty by Mercedes Moné. Her team up with Toni Storm as the Timeless Love Bombs was pretty cool. Should they have won AEW Tag Team Gold? I mean, I think so. But, Willow and Nightingale and Harley Cameron were the right women to win those, be the first champions. I don't know. But I think if you're going to you can do like a small tournament or something like that, or just something that gives, you should let like certain women, do like a tournament. You can have Mina Shirakawa in there, Zeta Steele, Anna Jay. Come on now. Come on. Maybe Ty Mello. Who else? I'm going with women who haven't won titles. Women who have won titles. Holy crap! I'm having a hard time talking today. Whew, I need more coffee. Or pretty much this. What? Yep, that's one of them. But yeah, you could do like a little tournament or something like that. I think that would be the best way to do it. Or if you want to do a battle royale, over the top rope battle royale, I would be all for that too. But Willow, I feel so bad for Willow. I mean, she was having a heck of a run as TBS champion. It was longer than her first reign with this title. But, I really do honestly think that they got to really make some decisions here. And like I said, I'd either do like a mini tournament or a over the top rope battle royal. That would definitely be something here. Oops, excuse me, please. But it's something else that ended up coming up, which really kind of surprised me. If you were a fan of, say, Major League Wrestling, they've announced a new partnership with Stardom. Now, Stardom, of course, is going to be doing business with AEW in terms of Forbidden Door. But I'm honestly very surprised by this. Still, I love the idea of two wrestling promotions, especially those. I mean, MLW is not a huge promotion, but it has been getting a lot of attention lately, and they've been getting they've been signing some really great people. Their current world champion is Killer Cross, and he's been on fire since, going to Major League Wrestling. He's really bringing a lot of attention to it, and it's resulting in a lot of these opportunities, which I got the tweet right here, which I'll read to you, which is, it's a strategic alliance. The partnership will focus on talent exchange and creative collaboration, allowing athletes from both globally recognized promotions, easy for me to say, to compete on new stages and in front of new audiences. And I love this. This is to me, this feels like a great opportunity for both promotions to really, further up their profile. I think it'll work out really well. Oh, Bobby says I would be interested to see if Suri gets involved in the partnerships, such as the IWGP Women's Championship. Yeah, that would be really cool. I could see her competing against some of the female talent at Major League Wrestling. That would be I think that would personally be awesome. I really do. So this is really, really big. Now, there's some more AEW news. I know I'm talking a lot about AEW, but this is, I think, a pretty AEW heavy show, but don't worry about it. AEW announcing their Beach Break episode of Dynamite will take place this July in Clearwater, Florida, and the venue is an outdoor venue, which actually was kind of cool if you think about it. I don't think they've done an outdoor. Oh, maybe Sherry versus. Oh, Shotzi. Oh, Bobby, I think you're onto something. I definitely think you're onto something, my friend. Now back to this. The Beach Break episode possibly coming up on. It's going to come up in July. I like this idea. And like I said, it's an outdoor venue. It's going to be a special episode of Dynamite. And I kind of think it'll take place at Baycare Sound. It's a special outdoor. Like I said, it's an outdoor venue. I kind of like this. I like this idea because I don't think they've ever done anything like this before. They really haven't. So that's really something to consider. Definitely something to consider. And I just like that idea. I just like that idea. Florida's beautiful anyway. I've been there. I've been to Florida twice, and it is really lovely. Oh, thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it. There you go. Thank you. Wait. Uh-oh. Oops. There we go. Now, I'm going to get off AEW for just a moment, and this next topic just really pissed me off really bad. That's right. The two names on the banner, yeah, I talked about these guys. There's pulling in salaries of like 50 to 60 to 70 million dollars, and these two knuckleheads or assholes, if you whatever you want to call them, Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro are buying ownership stakes in the Las Vegas Raiders. You have enough money to buy ownership stakes. You can't lower the fucking ticket prices. Hold on. This. I'll get to the comment later. I know. Here we go. This is what I got to say about that.
Make it make sense to me.
Yeah. Make it make sense to me. Come on. I understand you want to invest your money, but you've got more pressing issues right now. Thank you. Yeah, I'm done with TKO too, Bobby, and I'm mad at the booking as well. I mean, come on. You want me to play this thing again?
It makes sense to me.
Yeah. You got too much going. Mr. Emanuel and Mr. Shapiro, you have way too much going on with your fucked up company, TKO, and all the bullshit going on with ticket prices, with the UFC events, especially the WWE events. I mean, I'm sure Saturday night's main event, I don't know how much tickets cost for that card, which, by the way, unimpressive. That's why I decided not to make that a topic. I mean, if I'm being straight up honest, is you have other things you need to worry about other than buying ownership stakes in an NFL team, despite the fact they got Fernando Mendoza as the number 1 overall pick in the draft. He probably isn't going to play for the next 3 or 4 weeks of the season because Kirk Cousins is probably going to be the starter. And, you know, I don't need to see you in Allegiant Stadium in a luxury suite hanging out talking shit with Tom Brady. I think the thing you two assholes need to do is you need to fix your own fucking company before you decide to take ownership stakes in another one. But it's your money. You do whatever the fuck you want. That's all I got to say about that. So, Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro. That's what I have to say about it. Next topic on the list. If you love Major League Wrestling Fusion, well, guess what? It is coming back and it's going to be airing on YouTube starting March 30th. You get to see some of your favorite MLW stars. I mentioned Killer Cross. I've mentioned they've signed other people to the promotion, so it's very exciting for them. And to get this opportunity on a platform that's free like YouTube is, I think, pretty exciting. You get to see the wrestlers, really get to click with them, and you really get to see what they can do in the ring. That if you had seen them in other promotions like WWE or so forth and so on, they probably weren't given many opportunities. So I think it's going to be great. Nowadays, you still watch NXT and some of the main roster when you watch it? Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like that. I mean, I think a lot of people are like that, Bobby. Looking forward to watching Fusion too. Mark May 30th on your calendar there, Bobby, because it's coming 6:05 p.m. on YouTube. I am of the age I still remember the 6:05 p.m. on TBS. That's why that made me laugh. But I think it's going to be fantastic. No problem, Bobby. But this is going to be great. Like I said, you're going to get to watch your favorite, these wrestlers that are part of Major League Wrestling. You get to see that. You get to see them, click with them, maybe even become fans. I mean, if MLW has a merch shop, maybe that'll convince you to buy merch too. That would be definitely something. But Major League Wrestling Fusion coming to YouTube May 30th. I think it's going to be great. I am excited for it. I mean, I might even check. I mean, heck, I'll check it out. I'll definitely check it out because I've never seen an MLW show before. So maybe this will definitely give me a chance to see, maybe even, like I said, see people that I probably have never seen before. Oh, you're marking it on your calendar. Way to go, Bobby. Way to go. All right. I got another one here. Now this one I thought was kind of unusual, but to be completely honest, it's pretty damn awesome. AEW announcing that this event called Brawl in the Ballpark is going to take place after the Los Angeles Angels and Minnesota Twins game at Target Field in Minneapolis on July 10th. This is nuts. They did a little bit of promoting with the Dante and Darius Martin, aka Top Flight, being there, and the fact that oh my god, that was a bad burp. I'm sorry. I am sorry. The fact that what again now? That is cool, Bobby. It is. It's very cool. The fact that this is coming up after a Major League ball game. I mean, what the heck? What the heck did Tony Khan say to the Twins owner to say, hey, I'd like to have my promotion in your ballpark after your game's over? What did he say? What happened? What happened? But I absolutely love this idea. July 10th is the date, like I said, at Target Field in Minneapolis. Brawl in the Ballpark. I don't know what matches are going to be there, but I'm sure it's going to be hopefully promoted well. Maybe I don't know. I think it is absolutely freaking awesome, if I'm being honest with you, because just the idea of let's think about it this way. If this is successful, if this is very successful, oh, hey, it's interesting that AEW is partnering with the NFL with the mask and now MLB, NBA. Man, I don't know. CDD. I can't read your name, dude. I'm sorry. But yeah, it is interesting. I mean, heck, one of the things I would love for AEW to do is maybe work with the NHL. That would be definitely something. And Bobby says, I'd like to see Alex Windsor's TBS champion. Would be awesome. Or Sky Blue's been putting the work. Yeah, definitely. I said that's why I keep thinking it's either over the top battle royal or mini tournament for the TBS title there, Bobby. That's what I keep thinking. Well, as for the NBA, I don't know. It depends on which NBA teams are willing to work with AEW. I mean, heck, wouldn't hurt with the Knicks or the Oklahoma City Thunder, the San Antonio Spurs, Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah, I'm mentioning playoff teams right now. If you really want to go big, besides the Knicks, you could also do the Lakers. I think it is possible. Like I said, the NHL wouldn't be bad either. I'll get that comment off there. But Brawl in the Ballpark. If this proves to be successful, maybe, this just came into my head. Maybe you could do Brawl in the Ballpark at Yankee Stadium. I think I just might have started. I think if this is success, TK may have started something with this. I like it. Jeez, AEW and Yankee Stadium. First of all, I want to say hi to the 109 people watching me live. I hope everyone is enjoying the show. I got more coming. I definitely have more coming here. But I got this one right here. Yep, AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery announcing a TikTok live pre-show, kind of showing you behind the scenes. Arcadia Aura and Arcadia Aura, I think I'm getting her name effed up. It's really bad. I'm sorry. And Lexi Nair are going to be hosting this. It's going to be on AEW's TikTok account, official TikTok account, just so nobody guessing it is like you're promoting bots or something. No, I'm not. I am not doing that. So it's really cool that AEW is expanding into other things. I mean, you can watch the buy-in for free on YouTube if you want to, coming up tomorrow. with Mick Foley and Renee Paquette. And, you can watch Arcadia Ora and Lexi Nair host this live pre-show, kind of showing you behind the scenes stuff, which, like I said, I think it's really cool. And I think it really is allowing AEW to kind of expand its horizons a little bit more. Would I like to see what do you think about Mick Foley doing? I like it. Like I said, he's hosting the buy-in tomorrow with Renee Paquette before Double or Nothing. I don't think he's going to wrestle because his body is just way too beaten up. He put his body through friggin' hell, regardless of what character he was playing, whether it was Mankind or Cactus Jack or just himself. I mean, his body is put together with spare parts and all that. But I like the fact that he's going to be in AEW because I think Tony Khan's he's gonna keep him busy doing stuff, whether it's behind the scenes or doing any hosting or anything like that. So I like it. I do like it. And Bobby says, what do you think of Mark Davis, AEW National Champion? I mean, I like the fact that he now has a singles title. I don't like the fact he's part of the Don Callis family. I really don't like that, Bobby. I do think Mark Davis is talented. I mean, eventually the time's going to come when he and Kyle Fletcher reunite as Aussie Open and go for the AEW World Tag Team Championships because they haven't won that yet. So I think the fact they've each held singles gold, I think it helps them more than anything. But if you have a TikTok account, you follow their AEW's TikTok account, which is at AEW on TV. Check out this pre-show. I think it might be starting probably this coming Wednesday before Dynamite. At least I think so. But we will find out, just like everybody else. Oops. Oh, sorry about that. Ugh. Now, this one story ended up coming up, and I don't know why. Here's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Tom Pristock, who you may have known as Baron Corbin in WWE, now goes by the ring name Bishop Dwyer, I think, or Dwyer. Ugh. I am fucking butchering names here. I am one of those people who used to pride themselves on proper pronunciation. Here it is. And talked about this Bishop Dwyer, or you know him as Baron Corbin in WWE. Well, Fightful.com decided to report a story that he had finished up some indie dates and was finishing up indie dates. Bishop Dyer is his name. Oh, and he's with Major League Wrestling. He's part of the MLW World Tag Team Champions with Donovan Dijak. Okay. Mad props to Wikipedia for correcting that, for giving me that information. Oh, thank you, Bobby. Thank you. But back to this one. Like I said, Fightful.com talked about this, and they just basically just kept pushing it until Mr. Pistok, at least I hope I got his last name pronounced correctly, or we call him Baron Corbin, Bishop Dyer. He said had to correct. He basically denied this. He flat out denied it. He tweeted out, because he put out a tweet before he was using kind of foul language. Yeah, he is doing much better. I think it's the freedom he has to be able to be the kind of in-ring character he wants to be, not what WWE puts in front of him. So I think that's probably why he's doing better. But like I said, Fightful, especially like Sean Ross Sapp reported, you fucking doofus. Not a fan of Sean Ross Sapp. Like I said, I think he's a doofus. But Tom Prestott, formerly Baron Corbin, tweeted this: had to correct my horrible grammar. I accepted 8 shows in Europe. My eye is still swollen from Australia. I also didn't know I was done with some of these companies. Whoever is making my schedule needs to let me know this shit. I thought it was me, but apparently it's not. And here's the thing. He denied it. He booked, like you said, like you heard me read his tweet. He booked 8 shows in Europe, accepted 8 bookings overseas. If you're wondering about the eye, he had a match against Nick Nemeth where Nemeth, formerly Dolph Ziggler, hit him in the face with a nasty ass headbutts. He's got a black eye. He's got a swollen eye. Something with Shotzi and Priscilla Kelly, they're doing much better without Dub. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Bobby. But with Baron Corbin, he made it clear he's not signing with WWE, but here's the biggest issue. Did Fightful.com even bother paying attention to what he said? Because apparently not. They're still saying he's going to go to WWE. I don't think he left WWE on good terms. I'm not sure if he did. I know some people out there will tell me that will give me better information. Some are saying this is definitely just to throw us off. Obviously, he was returning. Someone said, considering the source was Fightful, I have my doubts. As someone said, of course, he's going to deny it to keep it a secret. And someone said, nowhere in that post did he deny that he was going to return to WWE. Whoa. And if you wonder about the black eye, I have a picture from this guy, from this person. I'm not going to try and pronounce his Twitter handle because it's one of those difficult ones. I'm just going to tap the photo. Let me get me out of there. Look at that. I swear to friggin' God, that is the nastiest looking black eye I have ever seen in my life. I feel bad for him. And like I said, the fact Fightful.com is still pushing this damn story, despite the fact he flat out denied it. And admitting he took 8 bookings, 8 shows in Europe. And he wasn't told. Yeah, I know. Wow, that black eye is fucking gnarly looking. I am telling you that. Ugh. But, I mean, I'm just, ugh. I swear, Fightful.com can be a good source for your wrestling news if that's how you see it that way. I am just flat out, I think, especially if it's, for example, if it's Sean Ross Sapp, if it's anyone else, I do get suspicious, and that's why I would rather hear it straight from the horse's mouth rather than, someone like Fightful but what I'm annoyed by when I read those comments just now pertaining to this is people are 100% convinced. Here's another one. WWE sources called Baron Corbin a locker room favorite in a speaking manner. They would like to see him in the company. The fact that, and even JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, who I wouldn't trust further than I could throw a stick, is saying it would be a great asset to WWE amid return rumors. But the thing is, and even Wrestling Observer, I don't care for Wrestling Observer. By the way, Dave Meltzer, go fuck yourself. Another one, supposedly he finished up commitments. Look, just because, he responded to the rumors by joking that nobody told him he was apparently finished with his current indie commitments. Of course not. And he's still holding a fucking title in Major League Wrestling. So what the hell are you doing? What the hell where does Fightful get off thinking they could do some of this? Like, everything they write, I don't take it as gospel. I just don't, because like I said, I would rather hear it straight from the horse's mouth than from someone like Sean Ross Sapp who's a fucking dumbass. What do you think of Mustafa Ali doing open challenges on the TNA, defending the TNA? I like it. It's the TNA International Championship, Bobby, is a new title. So I think it's a good thing to do open challenges. It gives people opportunities, and then hopefully Mustafa Ali can go up against people who will challenge him. Even though I don't doubt there are people on that TNA roster, like various people like Steve Macklin, Leon Slater, various others, I can't name everybody, who I think can give Mustafa Ali a run for his money. But, by the way, Fightful, fuck you. Fuck you, you ain't shit. Do better and get better journalists, okay? You suck. Now, this last topic, this was very sad. That's right. The legendary voice of wrestling, Jim Ross, reportedly being monitored for potential dementia and Alzheimer's disease following neurological testing. Is someone who I got a comment. Hold on. Yes, Bobby. Fightful ain't shit. He ain't shit. They ain't shit. But yeah, Jim Ross, he's the voice of wrestling. He's been the voice of wrestling for probably about as long as I can remember. Him and Jerry the King Lawler, probably one of the best pro wrestling commentary teams of all time. came to AEW because his role in WWE had been reduced so much that, you know, he had to find something that would make him happy. And this man's been through so much. This man has dealt with Bell's palsy to where he can't smile. Like, the only way he can express like joy and happiness, I mean, he can't smile, but you can see like the twinkle in his eye and all that other stuff. Yeah, I hope Jim Ross is okay too. I was going to mention, when it comes to dementia and Alzheimer's disease, these sort of things are going to require care. And as someone who is married to a certified nurse's assistant, he knows this all too well because of the type of patients he's had to help. My husband has had to take care of as a CNA. He will tell you that seeing a patient deal with, their mind, their brain, disintegration of memories and things like that is heartbreaking for anybody. I mean, even for anyone who's taking care of these people who are not family, who are professionals, they don't like seeing this either. And he will be very honest in saying that. So I hope Jim Ross is going to be all right. I know he hasn't called a match for AEW in a long time because he's been dealing with not just this stuff, but he also had a cancerous melanoma removed from his leg. He's had other issues, other health things come up. But it just breaks. It just, for me, as someone who's listened to him, is his iconic calls, like his "Good God Almighty, they killed him" call from Hell in a Cell when the Undertaker threw Mick Foley off the cage. One of the reasons Mick Foley's body is badly beaten up, and Jim Ross was there when Foley landed and destroyed the table. That's pretty iconic. Well, I mean, I hope he gets better, but there's no cure for either dementia or Alzheimer's. The only thing they can do is try and, if he does have either one of these, is try to, make his life as comfortable and enjoyable as possible. I know he has children, and he probably has grandchildren as well. So hopefully, I don't know. But he's had such an impact on the business. I mean, I'm sure that some of the commentators you see now, like Excalibur, for example, for AEW, were probably inspired by Jim Ross and how great he is as a commentator. I mean, Michael Cole in WWE had the honor of working with Jim Ross. And I mentioned Jerry the King Lawler was JR's longtime commentary partner. You look at all, like, even, I'm sure the current commentary team, TNA, all that, they all were inspired in some way or another by Jim Ross. And I'm hoping Jim Ross does not have either dementia or Alzheimer's disease, because that would be absolutely heartbreaking. But Jim Ross, sir, you are the best. You're the absolute best. That was tough. That's probably one of the tougher topics I've had to take on, due to the kind of the little bit of personal connection because of what my husband does for a job. And it's tough. It's tough. But to 121 people watching, I hope you folks are all continuing the show, because we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. And this nitty gritty, especially this one of the honor that I like to bestow on a wrestler every week, is, and if I'm being honest, it was one of those I wasn't expecting, and I wasn't even sure. But I'm going to get to one thing. This is my wrestler of the week, Tiffany Neves. Before you start saying who, this individual, I wasn't sure who the heck she was until a video popped up on X showing from NWA Power on Comet TV. Check your cable listings, or if you have like Samsung TV or something like that, you can check it out. But when I saw this, I was like, wait, who is she? Who is this woman? Oh, you've heard of her, Bobby? Okay. I don't keep up with NWA, so I don't honestly know. But Tiffany Neves is your new NWA Women's World Champion. Yes, she hasn't been wrestling for long. Started off her career as a part of the broadcast team. She was a ring announcer. started training at Coastal Championship Wrestling in Florida, and she even did an October 19th, 2021 episode of AEW Dark where she was beaten by Jamie Hayter. That was the first time she ever stepped away from Coastal Championship Wrestling and decided to, check out the other promotions out there, see which one she wanted to do. I think that episode of AEW Dark is still on YouTube, so you can go ahead and check it out. It was a squash match, but I'm sure you probably want to check it out if you want to know who I'm talking about. But she's got some pretty good... But still, I wasn't 100% sure of who she was when I first saw this video. She is known as La Princia. That's her nickname. And how she got that NWA Women's Championship, she beat the other girl. Natalia Markova. I was getting to her, Bobby. She won, I think, is the Burke Invitational Cup, or she was in the Crockett Cup. And won the opportunity to oh Lord. She won the Mildred Burke Invitational. Mildred Burke, one of the legendary pioneers in women's wrestling. NWA named their event after her. And Tiffany Neves, I guess it was kind of like Money in the Bank, cashed in on Natalia Markova, who my friend Bobby has met in person. He'll put his comment back up just so you know. Yeah, Natalia Markova. And beat her. Ended up beating her. But still, now Miss Neves, now the NWA Women's World Champion, has to face Natalia Markova one-on-one at Hard Times coming up in June. Yep, cashed in. Yeah, this was May 16th, so I didn't know until I saw this. I'm like, wait, what the hell? And then she's just gone, phew. She's only been wrestling for 5 years, and now she's won a top title in a promotion like NWA. I don't know what the hell Billy Corgan. Yes, that's the Billy Corgan. The World of the Vampire. Lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins is president of NWA. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I don't know who he told to book this match or book the cash in so Tiffany Neves can get in there. But still, I think so it's going to be Hard Times. It's going to be at Hard Times. June 6th in Atlanta is when Tiffany Neves is going to have a title defense against Natalia Markova. You check out NWALiveEvents.com for that one. But this gal, has some good moves. Is clearly working, training and working in a promotion like the one she worked for. I'm telling you, I am so just surprised as someone with not as much experience as the years of experience that she has, which is only 5. And now she's joined the elite company and NWA Women's Champions like Kenzie Page, Thunder Rosa, Santana Garrett, Camille, I was surprised. But yeah, La Princia, Tiffany Neves, your new NWA Women's World Champion, is my Wrestler of the Week. Now this last one, I'm sure I have a friend. He really likes this wrestler. He's going to hate me for what I'm going to do. He's really going to hate me. And it's not Bobby, who's in the chat. It's not Bobby. It's not Bobby. He's not going to hate my guts for this. But I know someone who might. So my apologies to my friend. Sorry, I got to do this to you, bro. But yeah. Sorry, I have to roast Ariana Grace. This woman, she is the daughter of Santino Marella. She started a faction along with her real-life fiance, Stax, called The Birthright, which is made up of next-gen wrestling stars. Oriah Connors, the real-life brother of David Finlay, is a part of this. Charlie Dempsey, the real-life son of Mr. William Regal, is also a part of this. The Birthright managed to sway him to turn away from Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray, leaving No Quarter Catch Crew with just those 2 women. And he got swayed to go over there. Oriah Connors, I think part of the reason David Finlay didn't go to WWE is like, hey, I love my brother, but I'm going to do my own thing. And that's why he's in AEW with his buddies as a member of the Dogs. Do you want to get lost in the shuffle? No. And in TNA, it looks like Ariana Grace and her real-life father, Santino Marella, are having problems to where he called her a brat and she tried to disown him, that sort of thing. Let me be clear about this. I hate to say this. Sorry to my friend Jordan. I'm sorry. Ariana Grace, you're just nothing more than a pretty face with a sexy body. Okay? I swear to God, you look like someone, you could be an... I'm trying to hold back here. I don't want to say the obvious thing that a lot of people would say if you saw someone like her. Yeah, she had the dumb beauty queen, Miss NXT gimmick. She didn't wrestle that much. She has wrestled some. She has some skills. I don't doubt the in-ring skills, but let's be completely clear here. Ariana Grace is nothing more than a pretty face or someone you can, kind of like, ooh la la, sexy woman. I'm not jealous because I'm never going to, I don't want to get too much into it, but I have no jealousy towards her. Clearly, at least she's got some skills, but she's been given like the Miss NXT Beauty Queen character, then the NXT TNA, what's the word I'm looking for here? Kind of that in between, like she can go between both companies and kind of, I don't know, representative. I have no idea. Now you got this lame faction called the Birthright. Not much to speak of. I mean, I feel like it's, when you got some next-gen wrestlers, with the exception of Stax, who is engaged to Ariana Grace. Real life, they are engaged to be married. Is it really going to work? I really have not seen anything that tells me that it's going to. And, she and Stax give it, so much shit going on. It makes me crazy. And if you wonder why I'm not going into a full-blown rage, I'm being nice. I'm trying to be nice, or I just don't have really anything majorly mean to say, except Ariana Grace, you really need to just stop. Stop pissing off your father. Stop teaming up. If you're teaming up with Daria Ray, formerly Sonya Deville, to undermine your father's influence and undermine his authority, then I think at some point it's going to blow up in your face. It's going to blow up in your face. And the Birthright, I don't see this faction really doing much. Even with her there, they're just going to basically crumble, fall apart, because I think the egos are going to get too big and it's going to crack and just go like this. This is going to fall apart. Especially, I don't think a lot of people are keen on the Birthright. They're like, why do we want to watch a faction of a bunch of next-gen entitled brats and the fiance of one of those brats? Why do we want to see that? I know I don't. And I think Charlie Dempsey, Uriah Connors, I think they're good enough to go on their own and do their own thing or become a tag team and work together. I have no idea. But Ariana Grace, I'm sorry I had to roast you today, but, well, actually, I'm not sorry. Bitch, you really need to get a grip here. Let's face it. You are a decent wrestler. You're decent on the mic. You're not great. You're not the greatest thing since sliced bread, okay? And I'm not going to tell you what you can do outside of the ring. It's too blatantly obvious, and I'm not going to go there. I just will not go there. So, fuck. Sorry. And Bobby, if I didn't mean to hurt, I'm sorry if I had to criticize Ariana Grace, and I know someone else is probably going to hate me for it, but I couldn't. Nope. Ariana Grace. Oh, woman. I give you this. I'm not sorry for doing that, by the way. Though I'm probably going to get told to do this.
RELAX.
Oh, I wanted to use this sound effect, especially for anyone in NXT or anyone, please.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
Yeah. Definitely don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. You can get back up here. Yeah, here's your ticker. You do all the stuff this thing says. Follow the show, follow me, follow this network. You know the drill. You definitely know the drill. Of course, You can follow Between the Ropes at BTR on social media. And the big one, of course, youtube.com/ETB network. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out all the shows. I did the little read for ETB Lounge. You can check that out tomorrow. You can check out ETB Lounge. Also, if you want to watch like great interviews and stuff, Nick Morgeson and Callum McClure just posted their interview from this past Wednesday's Press Row called Press Row Press Pass, and about the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini situation. Tony Farmer, their interview with check out their interview with Tony Farmer. It is really good. It's a really good interview, very insightful. I liked it. Was great to watch. So definitely check that out. And we are getting closer to 4,000 watch hours. So also check out other shows. Fight IQ, which will be on Monday. Callan's Cranium Tuesday. Press Row Wednesday. You know, if you've watched enough content here, you know the drill. So I just want to thank the 121 people watching me live. I want to say thank you to Bobby in the comment, Bobby, as well as I think his name is Cedar, who was also in the comments. Thank you guys for all of that. So I hope Saturday night's main event is tonight on Peacock. If you're going to watch that, check it out. Also check out, like I said, the first topic I did, of course, preview AEW Double or Nothing. That, of course, is tomorrow. Check out the buy-in hosted by Mick Foley and Renee Paquette. And then the main card should be exciting. Hopefully we get to see MJF bald and with a bald head, and hopefully either get a chance of bald or Mr. Clean. It depends on which one. The crowd in New York City at Louis Armstrong Stadium, it depends on what they're in the mood for. You know what I mean? You know? It's going to be exciting in New York City, especially with what's going on with the Knicks, doing very well in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cavaliers. So I'll see you folks next week with a brand new episode Between the Ropes. Have a nice day, everybody.